Welcome back, viewers. Now, trouble mounts for former Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa as a fast-track court has issued a warrant of arrest against him after BJP veteran failed to appear before the CID in a POCSO case that has been filed on the basis of a complaint by the alleged victim's mother back in February. Now, the former Chief Minister has now sought relief from the High Court and the matter is slated for tomorrow. Yediyurappa, meanwhile, of course, has denied the allegations in the past and said that he would fight the matter legally. In his latest letter to the CID, he has also promised to cooperate in the investigation and that he will appear on the 17th because he has had prior commitments and he actually could not appear on the date that has been mentioned by the CID. Now, several questions, of course, come up, viewers. This case was filed several months ago. It's a case where there is a charge of sexual assault on a young girl and the complainant here is the mother of the girl. Now, while the case, of course, was registered, there was a notice that was issued to Mr. Yediyurappa. He has appeared as well for questioning. At that point in time when the notice was issued, he was given some time to appear. But in the latest, they don't give him time to appear. And when he writes to the CID that he needs at least about 3 to 4 days because he's in Delhi and he will appear for questioning on the 17th, the government actually goes to court and asks for a warrant. So the question that arises is, what is the speed that they want to move ahead with all of a sudden? Why is it coming into the picture? And is there a sense of urgency now which was lacking before the election? And what about the case? Here we should also note that the victim's brother, now meanwhile, another update for viewers, of course, who are not aware of this case, is that after the case was filed, the mother of the victim here also passes away. And this happened, of course, a couple of weeks ago. The suspicion here is because of cancer that the mother passed away. Now, the brother of the victim has filed another petition in the court asking why the police have not acted. Why are they being lenient? Raising questions. Did this prompt the Karnataka government to act in this case, or is this a case of political vendetta? We're going to debate this today. Joining us on the panel, we'll have Brijesh Kalappa, advocate and, of course, a politician himself. We'll also have Dr. Narendra Rangappa of the BJP with us, Nizam Foujdar of the Congress as well joining us today. So first, let me take this across to Mr. Brijesh Kalappa. Before I get into the political aspect of this, Mr. Kalappa, legally speaking, you of course are probably well aware of this case. It was filed several months ago. We don't usually see movement happening so slowly in POCSO cases. We see, people being questioned, arrests if it has to happen very quickly. When you see the pattern of events, do you smell foul or do you think everything is happening as per law and legally?
I honestly don't feel things are happening legally. And I think that Mr. Yediyurappa has certainly been given leeway for the fact that either he's aged or he's a chief minister or that there are friends on the other side or for whatever reason. Certainly in a POCSO case, POCSO charges are extremely serious. The reason why the POCSO was actually enacted was to ensure that young children would be safe from the wandering hands of men and from the sexual guiles of men. And therefore, the very fact that Mr. Yediyurappa had not been arrested for a substantial period, for months together, and then there was a canard which was being spread that the child's mother had filed similar cases against 55, 60 other people, and so on and so forth. It finally turns out that she has filed sexual molestation cases only against 2 individuals. One of that is her own nephew, and the other is Mr. Yediyurappa. Of course, there are complaints of a different nature she has filed against a former additional commissioner of police, against a former MLC, and so on and so forth. But molestation, she has only filed against 2 individuals, one her own family member, and the other Mr. Yediyurappa. And it also must not be forgotten that the victim's mother, who has recently been deceased, is also belongs to the same community as Mr. Yediyurappa, and she treated him as something of a father figure. And she was perhaps broken by the kind of conduct that Mr. Yediyurappa had shown. And also, if I'm not mistaken, there are some videos which are circulating which show the act and which go to indicate that this is certainly not a fictitious case. It's certainly a case of some depth and some seriousness. Okay. And I think the police have completely failed the victim by not having conducted.
The police have failed. You're saying in actually picking him up, much earlier. The BJP, meanwhile, Mr. Kalappa has other questions. They are saying why this action all of a sudden and sense of urgency which was lacking earlier. Mr. Foujdar, Mr. Kalappa makes a point that, this action that we are looking at today in terms of seeking for an arrest warrant or even an attempt to arrest him should have happened long ago. The BJP is saying that now you have a sense of urgency. They were ready to cooperate. They were given time. He appeared for questioning. Now, while another notice was served and he was going to appear and he's even written to the investigating officials that he's going to be back on Monday. Why move court? And why all of this is happening after the elections? Mr. Foujdar.
Is this a question to say that he is above the law? Is this a question to say whether he has all the rights to stay away from the clutches of the law? Is this a question to say that he should not be questioned, he should not be arrested, or he should not be, put under investigation? See, this is a very serious nature. The BJP's leadership has always been standing with the people who molest or rape or do any sexual kind of, predator kind of approach. The question today is that the court has issued a non-bailable warrant, and he needs to be present in front of the law. The CID has approached him many times. He has denied to cooperate. He is using the clout of the political power that he has. The Prime Minister sits in the Delhi and he protects such people. So there is.
But where is the denial that you're referring to here, Mr. Foujdar? Where is the denial to cooperate that you're referring to here? Because according to the details that I have here with me, he's appeared for the questioning first time around. This time, once again, he's written that he's going to appear and he had prior commitments, and that's the reason he cannot appear immediately, but he'll appear on Monday. So please clarify on that particular aspect that you mentioned.
When a normal person gets charged in these kind of, allegations, he needs to be arrested on the spot within few minutes or within the few, hours. When a ex-chief minister does this kind of a heinous act, the CID and the investigation agencies did not want to take the issue as on such an urgency kind of, aaj hi kar denge types. But when the investigation started, a lot of details started pouring out, right? Now, Mr. Kalappa says there are videos. There are videos which is actually displaying the sense of, what has happened there. And it's a heinous act and it's a very serious allegation against him. So when the CID is asking him to come and approach and give his version of the details, he denies once. Ek baar aane se iska matlab nahi hai ki aapke paap dhul gaye. He has to be there. He has to be present at any given point of time. He doesn't need time. When he denies, CID does not go about saying ki you come today. But there were requests. There were a lot of inquiries done. But he does not, on the paper, he says, I will give you full cooperation. But on the paper, it is. But on the will, by will, are you willing to cooperate with the law? I don't think so, Mr. Yediyurappa and the BJP is willing to cooperate with the law. And that's the reason he needs to be arrested.
Okay, Dr. Narendra Rangappa wants to rebut. Okay, Mr. Foujdar, I'll bring in Dr. Rangappa here. You can come back again. Dr. Rangappa, go ahead.
The request for 2 minutes of uninterrupted time, please. A POCSO case was filed on 14/3/24, alleging an incident happened on 2nd of February. Then, the very next day, after the investigation started, the Home Minister of Karnataka, a Congress MLA, makes a statement saying that the complainant is a habitual offender who has made 52 such allegations before, and none of them was incorrect, and the government is not going to let go, is not according to the law. BJP also believes that law is a final frontier. At the same time, witch hunting a big magnanimous personality like Yediyurappa is habitual for the Congress and the opposition party. They kept quiet till the 12th of this month, 11th of this month. Why? What was happening all these days? Mr. Yediyurappa was cooperating. He has gone to the CID office. He has given samples and he has been interacting with the police. Then after Mr. Rahul Gandhi's visit to the court and standing in the premises of the judge, suddenly ignites the government of Karnataka and the CID police of Karnataka. This is a classical case for tit for tat, and Mr. Yediyurappa is innocent, and they have made false allegations, and they have tried to demean the personality of Yediyurappa, and they're trying to please their high command, Rahul Gandhi, who was made to come to the court. This is it, and there is nothing else.
Deepak,
Okay.
I think the
Mr.
BJP
Foujdar,
is,
do you want to come in now?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at the denial that the BJP is in today, right?
Give me a chance to come
Mr.
in,
PK,
Deepak.
Mr. PK Jain wants to speak, but let me finish, sir. Just give me a couple of minutes, right? See the
You have had
clear
enough to
denial.
say, sir.
Anything you say.
refute me point
No,
to
no,
point.
Mr. Rangappa, you
Please
finished.
refute
You
me
finished.
point to
Rangappa
point.
ji, you finished your
You can't go on making allegations, and we can't go on listening to you.
Let me
Please
have my
refute
rebuttal.
me point
The
by point.
BJP is a habitual
Why
offender
the
in these kind
police?
of cases.
Why
Their
was
ministers, their
testified?
MLAs, their
Why was
MPs
there a
have been
gap of 2
always the
months to
ones
find
who
the
are the
Well, but
complainers.
Mr. Foujdar,
Why
we
was
can't,
there a gap
we
of
can't
2
deal
months?
with such
Deepak, we have
sensitive cases
conditions.
saying that BJP has habitual
Why was there
offenders.
a
That's not
delay?
how an investigation
Please
can really
answer my
proceed
question.
based on political
I'm
statements.
raising a question, sir.
But let's
If-
speak
I'm raising a
specific to
question,
this
sir.
particular
I'm
case.
raising a
Generic
question.
statements
No,
really won't help because this is a serious matter and it is concerning an individual and this is containing on one particular case.
Deepak Bopanna, let me say this, right? If we wanted to take a political advantage, we would have arrested him in between the elections itself. We are not the ones who interfere in the investigations. The police has absolute power when it comes to investigation, arresting, and prosecuting the alleged person who
Okay,
is an accused.
we also have a former IPS officer on the panel. Mr.
So
Jain
why
is
should-
still
why
with
should-
us.
why
PK
should- why
Jain,
should BJP
if you could
always
tell us,
deny that
sir, let me get a
why is
perspective. In
Rangappa
such
saying
cases,
he's
Mr.
an
Jain,
innocent
when it's a
person?
POCSO case, it's been a couple of months since, the matter was brought to the notice of the police through an official complaint. A notice was served initially. Mr. Yediyurappa has appeared at that point in time. We've been told that certain voice samples were collected based on some video footages that were made available to the police and so on. After that, there was no communication and now another notice is immediately served where there's no time given to him to appear. He, in turn, on the same day writes to the, CID that he had prior commitments, he's flying out to Delhi and he'll be able to appear on Monday. In between all of this, they've gone ahead and, got this arrest warrant. Is this routine procedure? Do you feel that the arrest should have happened earlier or do you feel there's political, vendetta that this entire case reeks of? What's your take on the matter?
Deepak, good evening. We have got one advocate on the panel. We have got two political personalities. See, as far as Mr. Kalappa's statement is concerned that the police should arrest him without giving him any time, without verifying the facts, I do not agree with. Even in a POCSO case, the basic case has to be established. The person, if he has appeared before the police already, the police had enough time of 2 months to verify what he said, what he did not say. If he did not say the correct things, if he was not truthful, the police are within their rights to arrest him right away. So saying that, I find it's a political slugfest. The police does not require any arrest warrant to summon him or to call him to their office. It's a non-bailable case. The police can simply go and arrest him wherever he is in the country. So now saying that after 2 months, just because he wants 3 more days to appear before the police, to go to the court and obtain an arrest warrant is a pure political activity. Kindly, excuse me, kindly let me speak out. I have been a police officer.
Hold on, let him
supervising
complete,
such
Mr. Foujdar,
cases.
then you can come in.
Many times we've been supervising cases like this. If a person is a criminal, he has to be arrested. If he has indulged into activities like this, a heinous crime like this, why should there be a court arrest warrant warranted in this case? It is not warranted at all. The police are within their power in this cognizable case to arrest him even without a warrant. So the very fact that the way the case is proceeding, for 2 months the police sleeps over it, and then they go to the court, not even giving him 2 days, 3 days time to appear before them and obtaining an arrest warrant, it, to my mind, does not speak of the objectivity of the police functioning. Deepak.
Okay, now Foujdar, you can come in.
Mr. PK
Jain says this reeks of political activity.
Sir, this is a clear indication.
Hold on, let Mr. Foujdar come in.
Can I come in, sir?
No, Rangappa ji, let me finish.
Let Mr. Foujdar come in and then I'll come to you, Mr. Rangappa, as well. Hold on.
Mr. Yediyurappa is accused of a heinous crime. We have not interfered in the investigation or the process of the law. The police and the police officials on the process of their protocols have conducted their inquiry. They have made various, they have unearthed a lot of information and facts in the same time. So now they feel there needs to be a arrest, or they need to have a serious investigation conversation with the accused. So the police has asked, and then the court has issued a non-bailable warrant. So where does the Congress party come here?
No, but if there is enough evidence against him that they have gotten hold of, they could have gone ahead and arrested him. What was the need to summon him for questioning once again? And then, like Mr. Jain was pointing out, after 2 months to all of a sudden in a case where you don't need a warrant to arrest him, go to court. Now he says that this is a lot of political theatrics that is on play.
I think
okay, Mr. Rangappa, if you could come in because I have just about a minute left.
Deepak, you should ask this to the police official who is doing it.
No, the question of course will be asked to the police as well. But here, because the police is under the Congress government, questions of politics really come up here. Mr. Foujdar, I know as far as policing is concerned,
he can give you clarity, but it is the Congress party which has kept away itself from this kind of a
Okay. I don't have too much time, so I'll also bring in Mr. Rangappa. He also wants to make a point.
She's a very innocent girl, 17-year-old girl.
No,
my allegation is...
In no way here, Mr. Foujdar. In no way here we are defending Mr. B.S. Yediyurappa. If the crime has been committed, it is of a very serious nature. It's a POCSO case that has been registered. There has to be a fair investigation. All that we are saying is this reeking of some politics as well? That is something that shouldn't happen for a fair investigation. That's all the point is. We are not defending him. There should be a fair investigation and we support that. Mr. Rangappa, come in.
Sir, you didn't allow me to finish. Sir. Kindly allow me 30 seconds. Mr. Deepak, my stand is indicated by the statement of Mr. P.K. Jain, who very clearly says that the Congress party is playing politics, vindictive politics, character assassination, and pleasing the masters in Delhi. This is totally wrong. People of Karnataka will never forgive such an activity, and they will be taught a strict lesson by the people of Karnataka.
Then they go to London and then they come back and they think we are doing politics. Mr. Rangappa, please have some.
Who is playing politics, sir? Are you not ashamed?
Are you
not ashamed that you are pressurizing the police?
We don't want to do politics on a 17-year-old.
You are using police to vindicate your politics. This is totally incorrect.
I think you should be very ashamed of defending a person who is doing these kind of activities.
Okay, if you are going to speak over each other, the viewers are not going to understand. But to sum it up, the BJP believes this is just an attempt to character assassinate Mr. Yediyurappa. They believe that this action is happening after the election because if something like this they had attempted before the elections, then the entire voters backing Mr. Yediyurappa or the people backing Mr. Yediyurappa, they would in turn it will have a ripple effect on the Congress. This is what they were trying to hint at. Meanwhile, we had our IPS officer who put his perspective saying the series of events and the action now being initiated by the police was probably unwarranted. The Congress says this is a serious and heinous crime and action should be initiated, and that's exactly what the police are doing. Now an arrest warrant of course is already been issued here. Mr. Yediyurappa says he'll appear on the 17th. He's in Delhi. What really happens over the next 24 to 48 hours, whether there's political drama in store for the people of the state, that remains to be seen. Thanking all our panelists.